Antigen means it is a foreign particle which is going to enter into the body and causes the infection is known as a antigen. And antibody, the response produced by a body after the entry of an antigen is by the antibody. It is the definition of the antibody. The reaction between antigen and antibody is known as antigen-antibody reactions. If an antigen enters into a body, antibodies will stimulate in the body and fight against the antigen by forming a complex is known as antigen-antibody complex. The reactions between both antigen and antibody is known as antigen-antibody reactions. Suppose it is an antigen, it is an antibody. Antigen-antibody reactions are defined as a specific reactions occurred between the epitope part of antigen, paratope part of antibody. It means the epitope is a specific area where the antibody bind. It is an epitope. Here the paratope means it is a specific area of an antibody where the antigen is going to bind with the antibody is known as a paratope. The specific reaction or attachment between the epitope and a paratope part of an antigen and antibody is known as a antigen-antibody reaction. Overall complex formed by a reacting with each other or attaching with each other is known as an antigen-antibody complex. This is the definition of antigen and antibody reaction. First, stages. There are stages of antibody and antigen-antibody complex formation. First one is the primary stage, secondary stage, tertiary stage. In the primary stage, the reactions are not visible or invisible. What the reactions occurred in the primary stage of an antigen-antibody complex formation is not visible reactions. Secondary stage. Here the antigen and antibody bind or react with each other and form a agglutination and a precipitation. What is meant by agglutination? Here it is in a test tube consisting of antibody, antigen is added. Here we can see a clumping of a blood is known as agglutination. Agglutination caused by antigens is called agglutinogens, and antibodies causes the agglutination is known as agglutinins. Precipitation. Here the bond formation between the antigen and antibody is known as a precipitation. Mainly formed bond is known as a precipitation bond or a precipitate bond. Next one is the tertiary phase. Tertiary phase. Here after the forming of a complex of an antigen and antibody, it is going to kill the antigen. It is an antigen. It is going to kill by an antibody is known as a tertiary phase. Here the next one is the characteristics of an antigen-antibody reaction, antigen-antibody complex. Characteristics. First one is a specificity. There is a specificity between the antigen and antibody. Here we should learn an example which is going to occur in our daily life. That is, suppose it is a key. It is a lock. it will open by using this key only. If we use another key, it is another key, it does not open by using this key. It is known as a specificity. This key is specific to this lock but not to this lock. First one, second one. It is a lock. A lock is specific to the first key. A lock does not specific to a second key. It is known as a specificity. Suppose it is an antigen. It is an antigen. It is an antibody. Which is both are. It is a antigen, a antibody. They are going to form a complex. Antigen antibody. A antigen, a antibody complex. It is a second B antigen, B antibody, going to form a B antigen antibody complex. A antigen is specific to only a antibody and going to form a antigen antibody complex. Here the B antigen is specific to B antibody and going to form a B antigen antibody complex. These both have a specificity. These both have a specificity. But in case of A antigen with B antibody does not form any antigen antibody complex because there is no specificity in both of them. Here the same species or a same group are known as a specificity. A is going to form a complex with a antibody. It is a specificity. Next one is a avidity. Avidity. Avidity, it means it is a strengthness of a bond formed between the antigen and antibody. Strengthness of bond between antigen and antibody. It is an antigen. These are the receptors. If an antibody bind with the epitope of an antibody bind with the epitope part of a antigen by using of a paratope part of an antibody. Here the strengthness or a strongness between the bond, it is a bond formed here. Strengthness or a strongness of a bond formed between both the antigen and antibody is known as a avidity. Here example is IgG is IgG antibody has more avidity than IgM because it has high valency than IgM. IgG has high valency than IgM. So IgG has a more avidity, high in avidity power. Avidity means strongness or a strengthness between the bond formed between the antigen and antibody is known as a avidity. Next one is the affinity. Affinity. It is the frequency between antigen and antibody. It is known as a affinity. Next one is there are two types of antigen antibody reactions. Antigen and antibody reactions. First, mainly the agglutination, precipitation. Agglutination, it means if it is in a patient sample of a serum or a blood. If an antigen added or an antibody or antigen is added to it, it going to form a complex of antigen, antibody and get clumped. It is a clump. Next, here precipitation, it means if it is a antigen containing sample, when we are going to add an antibody, there is a bond formed between both of them. It is known as a precipitate band. Here it is known as in precipitation there is going to form a PPT band. It is a precipitation band. Here the blood is going to clump. It is known as a agglutination precipitation. Agglutination. First one is an precipitation. Let's learn what are the type of reactions going to occur in a precipitation reaction. Precipitation. Precipitation reaction. It means, what is the actually mean of precipitation? When a soluble antigen going to add to a soluble antibody, it forms a antigen and antibody complex. Here it going to form an insoluble antigen and antibody complex. It is known as a precipitation. If in case of insoluble antigen and antibody, it going to form a soluble floccules. It is known as a flocculation. In the precipitation there are two types. First one is a ring precipitation. In ring precipitation, in this a test tube is taken which contains a antigen with the help of antiserum. Antiserum, it means serum which contains a antigen which is taken by or received by a patient is known as antiserum. It is an antiserum, and going to which consisting of antigens and going to add an antibody. It forms a complex like this, antigen antibody complex. Antigen antibody complex. It is known as a ring precipitation. It is going to form a ring around a test tube. It is going to form a ring PPT band. It is known as a PPT band or a precipitate band. So it is known as a ring precipitation. Second one is a slide flocculation. As we have discussed in this, what is meant by flocculation? Insoluble antigen and insoluble antibody reacts and going to form a soluble floccules is known as a flocculation. Here a slide is taken. Antiserum is get added and antibody added, forms a floccule in it. It is known as a slide flocculation. Next one is the test tube flocculation or a tube flocculation. Here a test tube is taken as previous in the ring precipitation. Test tube is taken, and as we have added antiserum, here antiserum is get added, antibodies get added. Here also formation of a floccules is known as a test tube flocculation or a tube flocculation. Next one is a type of precipitation in gel, like an agarose gel, etc. Main examples of the gel is a agarose gel, agar-agar. In gel, PPT in gel. PPT means precipitation. First one is immunodiffusion. 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 In this, immunodiffusion is classified into single dimension, single diffusion. Here, suppose it is in a test tube. It is also known as a Odin's immunodiffusion. Odin's immunodiffusion. Here, a test tube is taken and antigen is get added here. And agarose gel or agar-agar is added on the top of an antigen. After adding of antigen and agarose, here adding of an antibody, antigen, agar. These antigen are get moved towards an antibody. Here a single dimension from antigen or antibody, either antigen or antibody moves towards an antigen or antibody. It is going to occur in a single dimension. It is known as a single dimension, single diffusion. It is also known as a Odin's immunodiffusion method. Next one is a double dimension single diffusion. It is also known as a Oakley Frothery immunodiffusion. Suppose it is in a test tube. Here it is in a test tube. Antigen is get added, agar gel, and antibody get added. Here antigen come to near the agarose gel and antibody come near to a agarose gel, and in the agarose gel there is a formation of a PPT band. It is known as a two dimension. Antigen and antibody both come together is known as a two dimension. It is one dimension, from antigen to antibody one dimension, antibody to antigen one dimension. It is a two dimension single diffusion. In case of single dimension single diffusion, only an antigen come to the antibody, come near to the antibody is known as a single dimension single diffusion. Next one is a single dimension double diffusion. Single dimension double diffusion. Here single dimension double diffusion. It is also known as a radial immunodiffusion. It is a slide or a petri dish taken, and next it is solidified within a agar gel cutting of a wells and going to add an antigen, going to add an antigen in it, antigen. These solidified agares get absorbed or extended, going to extend a well of an antigen. This bond is called a PPT band. It is a radial single dimension double diffusion. It is known as it is an agar gel which consists of an antibodies. Next one is a double dimension double diffusion. It is a petri dish. Taken a antigen wells, going to add an antigen. In the middle, going to an antibody. There is a formation of precipitation bonds like this. Suppose it is in a petri dish, right? It is an antibody well, antigen A, antigen B, antigen C, antigen D. If these both antigens are classified into same family or a same group, they are going to form a bond between like this. It is a precipitation bond. If these are partially or if they are partially same, they are going to form a bond like this. Like this. If they are not same, not classified into same group or in same family, there is a formation of bond like this. These are the precipitation bonds. Next one is the electrophoresis. Electrophoresis precipitation. Here, electrophoresis. Suppose it is a test tube which is solidified within. Next one is the immunoelectrophoresis method. A slide is taken which is coated with a solidified agar and going to cut a rectangular shaped trough, and downside of a trough we are going to cut a well. Here in the trough we are going to add an antibody. In a well we are going to add a mixture of antigens. Six contains a six type of antigen, and after treating with a power or a current, electric current, these antigens are separated into their groups and forms a bond between the antigen and antibody. This bond is called a precipitation band. Next one is the electroimmunodiffusion. Electroimmunodiffusion. They are classified into current immunodiffusion. or a counter immunodiffusion. It is also known as a counter immunodiffusion. Here I is taken a slide which is coated with a solidified agar, going to cut two wells. Here antigen is added and antibody is added here. After treating with a electric current, both these come near the antigen or a center to a slide. These both combine form here a band called a precipitation band. Next one is the rocket immunodiffusion. In case of rocket immunodiffusion, slide is taken here, coated with a solidified agar and antibodies. Going to cut a wells here. First antigen is added, second, third. Here a neutral control is added. It is going to form a rocket-like precipitation bonds like this, specific to an antibody which contained in the solidified agar. It is a rocket PPT band. Hi friends, thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe and activate the bell icon.